Hey guys, John here from Bring the SEO. Today I'm going to talk about something that I'm almost certain is going to upset a lot of SEO consultants, but this has been something that I've wanted to talk about for some time now. And this is one of the biggest issues that I have with the SEO space in general. It's one of the main reasons why I don't associate in a lot of the SEO groups. And it's something that I'm hopeful that I'm able to have an impact on. It'd be great to see it change across the entire industry. I'm certainly going to be doing my best to do that, and I'm actually starting to see changes in conversations in certain areas, which is encouraging. But what I'm getting at is the issue that currently exists in the SEO space around the celebration or focus around vanity metrics. Now, for those of you who know me, and perhaps you've watched some of my previous videos, I talk at length about revenue-focused SEO and essentially focusing on the key business objectives, working with the client and focusing on the KPIs, the metrics that actually matter, helping them get customers and sell, clearly demonstrating return on investment. And I think I've mentioned this previously in some of my other videos. I've taken a lot of heat over the years in various places, Facebook groups, the Warrior Forum going back in the day, various forums and other places online, because of the way in which the mindset and the belief systems have essentially cultivated themselves within the SEO industry. And I know with absolute certainty that anyone who enrolls my SEO program and does my training, the transformation that happens between when they first start, when they first sign up, to when they complete the program and how they approach the way in which they're providing SEO services to paying clients, that transformation is night and day. In fact, I had a conversation with one of my students recently. And when we first started working together, he was so deeply invested in vanity metrics, keywords, rankings. That's all he spoke about. Every time I spoke to him, it was just rankings. And just recently we spoke, and the shift was night and day. He was saying revenue. And he's gone on to do some things within his business that it really pleased me to see, because I can see the transformation. I've seen the transformation happen over the last few months. And this has been true for, everyone that's enrolled in my program. In fact, I had someone just recently said, I've been doing SEO for 15 years. And after I've been through your program, and even for the people who just watch my YouTube videos, they've all said the same thing. Like, the way in which you approach SEO is quite different. Now, getting to my point, I want to try and wrap this video up as quickly as I can. I was watching a video last night on YouTube. Someone by the name of Charles Tichenor popped up. That last name is spelled Tichenor. Bit of an eccentric type of guy. Wasn't quite sure what to make of him at first, but I've watched a few of his YouTube videos, and I really like his messaging around simplicity and questioning everything and simply not conforming with the crowd. And I think this is tremendously important, especially within the SEO industry, because as we all know, someone reads something in a Facebook group, that becomes absolute truth, and then they run around the internet in various places telling everyone likewise. And this parroting effect is a huge problem. That's why there's so much misinformation in the SEO space, and it's probably why Kyle Roof is so popular, because Kyle actually makes the effort to test. And I've been doing the same thing for more than 20 years. Test, question everything. Now, I want to read you something that Charles said in one of his videos that really caught my attention. And this is the whole reason why I'm shooting this video. He said, and he's talking about media buyers, people running paid ads. He said, to know that the metric that you've based your ego and self-valuation is built upon this bedrock of something that you falsely attributed value to. That is, when I heard him say that, I thought, wow, that is so true for almost all SEO consultants. And you'll see this. I log into LinkedIn occasionally, and the conversations around SEO, hey, check out this graph. Someone, there'll be an SEO consultant somewhere, they'll share a graph showing, search engine organic traffic that's gone up, or impressions. Here's another one, impressions that have increased over the last 3 months. And everyone, there'll be 100 comments. Oh, brilliant work, great stuff, excellent. And I often see those conversations and I think, like, how has this impacted the bottom line? Like, how excited and enthusiastic and happy is the client? Because in most cases, vanity metrics, in most cases, if not always, vanity metrics are completely meaningless. And I've scribbled down a couple of vanity metrics here that I'll touch on real quick, and these are quite common. This obsession around vanity metrics for SEO consultants. Organic search traffic. Organic search traffic has increased. Okay, so what? Higher click-through rates. Who gives a shit? Increased session times, or time on site, has gone up 20%. Whoop-de-doo. Rankings. Well, I've got to be careful what I say here around rankings, because obviously it's chicken and egg stuff. You're not going to, be able to generate revenues and sales and get customers and everything else without rankings, and I understand that. But I'll clarify my point in just a second. Let me move on. Overall keyword performance. Well, you've been paying us $3,000 a month for the last 18 months, and now you're performing for 1,500 keywords instead of 300. Okay. So, and search visibility. Now, just getting back to rankings, of course. Now, I know a lot of SEO consultants are going to be watching this video and going, oh, this John guy's he's shitting me to tears, no end. It's doing my head in. All of these ramblings, like this stuff matters. It's what SEO is all about. I get that. But this stuff here, all of these metrics should be conversations that you're having with your team internally. And this is my problem, right? This is my problem with this, is that not only are SEO consultants celebrating these vanity metrics, but they're actually reporting against them as well. This is where they're sending reports to clients with things like, organic search traffic has gone up 30%. Here's an invoice for $5,000. Click-through rates have increased 12%. Here's an invoice for $5,000. It's absolutely mental. And of course, as part of that, there's no interest. And this is where, like I said just a moment ago, I've taken a lot of heat in various groups. I'm like, okay, well, great. Organic search traffic has increased by, 300%. What is that? How has that impacted the client's bottom line? What are you talking about? That's not my responsibility. Who cares? Sales, that's up to the client. It's none of my business. I'm just here to get more traffic. I think that's just lazy SEO. And I'm going to shoot another video on why SEO consultants need to care more about conversion rate optimization in an upcoming video. I might do that one next. But essentially my point is this, like there's just no interest. There's no interest in conversion rate optimization. There's no interest in sales, revenue, or any sort of mention of having achieved a meaningful KPI, or at least tracking a KPI that falls in line with the actual business objective. We've sold more widgets. We've booked more calls. We've sold more product, whatever that might be. We've gotten more leads. We've converted those leads. Something meaningful like that. Right? Now, these vanity metrics, you might be thinking, well, John, they're really important. I can tell you right now, unless there's some sort of specialized, like unique requirement, or there's some sort of, unique arrangement or special type of engagement going on, and it's, and this is very rarely the case. Usually, always, those types of metrics are meaningless to the client. And I've often used this example. When I take my car to have it serviced, I couldn't care less about the inner workings of an internal combustion engine. All I care about is, hey, they've serviced my car. Great. I want to know that I can get in and I can go from point A and make it safely to point B without breaking down, getting stuck on the side of the road. That's all I care about. And it's true for clients as well. They don't care about all of this other stuff. All they want to know is they're getting customers and they're making sales. Now, moving on, and I'm trying to make this video as short as possible, but I want to be able to speak my mind here. I wrote this note down, and I'm going to read this to you. I wrote this note down on the other side of my piece of paper here before I started this video. And this is what I think. And again, I'll take some heat for this, I'm sure. Most SEO consultants are so deeply invested into false beliefs around what they deem to be important that anyone who questions those beliefs are attacked. And I can tell you, firsthand experience, I know this to be true, right? Now, the point is, instead of just conforming and doing what everyone else is doing and focusing on these meaningless vanity metrics, here's a couple of quick points that I'm going to run through to get you thinking, rethinking what it is you're actually doing and how you can shift your mindset about the way in which you approach and sell SEO and how you service your clients. Point 1, shift your thinking. Point 2, take a new perspective. Point 3, have an open mind. If you're constantly closed-minded about this doesn't make any sense and this is how you have to do SEO and it can't change, well then you're absolutely done for. Rethink what you're doing. Question everything. Look at your reports. I have these conversations all the time. I work with SEO consultants, whether it be private coaching or they enroll for the program, and they usually always say to me, John, you know, you're right. I often look at these reports and I think, I'm not sure that this makes any sense, but they keep sending them month after month. So question everything. Rethink what you're doing. And this is my next point. Stop hanging out in circles full of SEOs who insist on focusing and celebrating vanity metrics. You know, I occasionally, very, very rarely, I might go and pop into a Facebook group. I might join, I might scroll through, and I'm there for 5 minutes and I'm out of there because the conversations just haven't changed. And lastly, I want to leave you with this. I may have said this in one of my other videos, but I'm going to share this saying with you. I want to share this saying with you. For those of you at least who have made it this far through the video, I appreciate it. But I'm going to share this saying with you. And this is something that I say to a lot of my students and people who enroll for the program. I say this. Start thinking about the way in which you do SEO, less like SEO and more like a PPC campaign, right? So in other words, start managing your SEO campaigns more like PPC campaigns. I'll give you an example why this makes sense, why it might sound confusing, but why it makes sense. You wouldn't sit down with a client during an end-of-month strategy session, let's say, and go through the reporting and have the client ask you, okay, John, we spent $35,000 in ads this month. What was our return on ad spend? Oh, Karen, come on, who cares? All of our ads were on first page. You wouldn't say it. It's absolutely ridiculous. And yet this is how most SEO consultants are selling SEO services. All right, guys. I hope I've at least given you something to think about. I hope you found value in what I've had to say. I'm sure that I'm going to get some colorful responses below, which is fine. I'm absolutely intent on doing everything I can to change the way in which the SEO industry is currently operating, because there's a much better way. And for everyone who works with me, they always come out the other end and say, why isn't anyone else talking about this? It's a great question. All right. That's it from me. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Hey, if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to learn more, head over to bringtheseo.com. We provide business development training for SEO consultants wanting to improve their processes, increase profits, and scale to $100,000 a month or more without all the stress and overwhelm.